Hey, good Friday evening, everyone. Welcome to SME Innovation Story number 10. And for this evening, we're going to talk about navigating through the challenges of moving traditional business online. My name is Thomas Chia, and I'll be your host for this evening. Now, for those who are first time joining, SME Innovation Story is a weekly webinar where we feature case studies of digital transformation projects in SMEs. The intent is to inspire more SMEs on various digital strategies to transform their business and stay competitive. Now, if this is something that of your interest, please click on the subscribe button below this video to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and so that you'll be notified whenever we have a new live video. All right. So just to set the context a little, when I say digital strategy, it is more than just e-commerce, social media, or app development. It is about integrating digital technologies across every areas of your company, improving how business operates and how it can add values to customers. Now, for illustration, I would like to show you a slide as you can see in the screen right now. All right. So this is the digital transformation canvas that we often use when working with clients. As you can see, there are generally 10 types of digital strategies that you can apply to your business. And e-commerce is just covering a small area at the right-hand side of the canvas, which is more related to how you reach and interact with your customers and things like that, all right? Now, doing the same as anybody else and your competitors is not going to make you very successful. Successful innovators usually look across all the innovation areas to identify the right innovation opportunities, and then they also use a combination of digital strategies in their business. Now, if you're interested about this digital transformation canvas and how do you use these 10 different type of digital strategy to your business, join our digital transformation workshop. If you're interested, just type in the live chat now. Just type Go Digital at the live chat box here, and we'll send you more information. All right. So again, if you're interested about these 10 different type of digital strategy on how to apply to your business, join our digital transformation workshop. Just type in Go Digital in the live chat box here, and we'll send you more details. Okay. Now for this evening, we're going to have a very special guest with us, all right? This evening, we're going to have Mr. Vixen Tan with us for this evening, where he is going to share with us on how he transformed various traditional business to online. Now, to be honest, I'm really interested to hear his stories on like how he told me before how he transformed traditional grocery shop online, and also how he actually sell traditional Nyonya Kueh online on the internet. So let me put up Vixen on the screen right now. Okay, hi Vixen. Welcome to SME Innovation Stories. How are you doing today?
Hi, Thomas. Yep, doing great.
Okay.
Great to meet you.
I will share your brief profile just to let the audience know about you further. Then you can elaborate further about yourself as well. All right.
Sure.
Yeah. So Vixen is actually an very experienced graphic and web designer. I look at his LinkedIn profile. He started himself as a very, very talented designer. So he's a web designer and also a passionate digital marketing strategist. He has been working with Exabytes. For those who doesn't know Exabyte, I'm sure you know, right? But just for all information, Exabyte is a cloud solution company. And Vixen has worked with Exabyte for, I think, almost 15 years. Is that right, Vixen? I think it's almost 15 years, right?
Yeah, around 14 or 15.
It's almost 15 years, and throughout his career, he has gained a lot of experience in building and maintaining secure and professional websites. Now, over the years, he has put his expertise into good use in helping customers to drive growth in commercializing new products and services over the internet. So, Vixen, so maybe you can tell me a bit more, right? Like you mentioned a bit, a bit to me before, right? Like you managed to sell Nyonya Kueh online. I mean, this is something very new. It's very Nyonya Kueh is very traditional. Most people just sell it like roadside and things like that. And then you told me that you are selling it on the internet. How does that work?
Okay. So before we go to that, right? So probably everyone must mean how to say for current situations currently. If you are like previous 5 years ago, right? So it's not gonna be done if you are not in like this disaster, the MCO. So it will not force you to do it. So previously on that time, it's a very good time for you to go online actually. So on that time, my mom is actually like just selling the kueh to just neighbor. So it's just neighborhoods, which means that we are probably on that time we are mostly on Facebook. So on that time, you are trying to like creating Facebook page and running the ads and so on. So I was thinking like, why not we build a brand on it? So it's the same like a current. I'm transforming my father-in-law grocery store as well. So we need at least a branding to build it up. So that branding it doesn't need to be like exactly your current company registered name, but it can be like a more easier to be simple and understand way. So what you need to do is to break what people are actually think of this is impossible. So for me, every online is possible. Everything can go online.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think that is a very positive vibe to get started. Now, I mean, I know a lot of people nowadays are talking about going online. I mean, even before this outbreak, right? People are thinking of going online. But I think this outbreak has actually accelerated the process of people want to move their business, especially traditional business, online. Now, Vixen, I know you have worked with a lot of clients and trying to convert their or even transform their traditional business online, right? What are the common mistakes that you often seen when this business owner try to move their traditional business online?
Okay, as per what I can see, and even myself previously, when I'm trying to convert online, right? For each of the traditional business, they have one thing which is they stay on the comfort zone. So to be honest, they are really like rely on mostly on the offline, especially those traditional businessmen, right? So they see that since my offline business is so doing well, why I should go to online? So now, if you are doing MCO, you are still in that kind of mindset, right? So probably you are not getting right after that. You have to be changed because the world is changing, the trend is changing. So definitely in staying on the comfort zone, which is not so right to handle to expand your business currently. So what you mean comfort zone is like when you change, you try to go to online. SMEs might totally no idea how is the online world. So they will be confusing, they feel challenged, and they give up. So which is what I think they have to overcome these fears and try to make it. And they have a lot of considerations when they are trying to transform to online because they say that, hey, yeah, cannot do one online. How can I do? Because online, it have to be invest a lot of things, manpower, money, and so on. But actually, if you think about it, if you have the right way, you can just simply start with a very minimum cost on it, and you can start on it and you start to learn and improve that. Then when that time right, your investment is not just about money, it's the returns. Because when you start to invest, you have to see the returns in. It's the same like how you worked and start your offline business. It's the same things. When you're starting your offline business, right? It's even more and invest even more than current. So why don't you think that that time I cannot lah, why cannot lah? But now it's the time for you to test it out online in a minimum cost. So why don't you go ahead and do it? So some of them they doubt on the result and the outcome. So probably they will see that yeah, because online we can do it, but everyone is doing it. So how can we compete each other? So actually it's the same like when you're starting on your offline business, right? So it's the same things. So just go ahead with that. As long as you can find out your unique point, your loyalty customers, your own customers, that is your advantage to stand out from the crowd. Yep.
Actually, I think you have a good point there. I mean, for traditional business who already have a customers, right? I mean, they already have a customer base. I think getting started and move their business online is relatively easier compared to those startup who has zero customers, right? Those new startups and things like that.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, sometimes I'm thinking maybe these business owners nowadays they are flooded with too much information when it comes to digital strategy, and I mean, I don't blame them because nowadays a lot of people are talking about digital strategy, digital marketing, and then there are a lot of articles, a lot of best practices that you can found online. I mean, based on your experience, right? I mean, if they want to organize themselves, I mean, what is the most basic thing that you would recommend them where they should start working on first? There must be something that is easy, maybe not easy, but maybe something basic and fundamental for them to get started first, to start moving their traditional business online. Vixen?
Okay, if you want to base on my experience, right? I normally if you are not a web designer or don't have any skill sets on that, I will suggest you to start on social media, which is Facebook first lah. So if you have a little bit like the tech knowledge on that, you can at least start with a basic website lah. So for website part, right, it can be like a corporate website for your company information and services. It's not necessary to be like you need to have a very complicated website to be having animations or 360 degrees and so on, or need to having like can online order and so on. But no, at least you need to have a website to represent your websites. It's like your identity actually. For nowadays, if your company still don't have at least a corporate website to show to customers, because like I say, if you are planning to go on that, and you listen to every of the single persons that you need to do this you need to do that and so on. But basically, if you don't have at least a basic website, like it means nothing for you. So in terms of for social media to kickstart with, at least a Facebook page that you need, but not a Facebook profile page. It's a Facebook it's a Facebook fan page, which is a business page to kickstart with. You need to have at least brandings on that. Then after that, you need to bring your own branding awareness. So why you go online? You go online is because you want to reach more people. So when you're trying to reach more people, so bear in mind that there's a big challenge on you. People are easily to review on you, feedback on you. So definitely you have to put in your mind that you are ready for the brand awareness, you are ready for the feedback, you are ready for the word of mouth reviews, and you have to be very efficient. Why efficient? It's not just about online or offline, but efficient on replying customers, updating your website's info to be the latest one. At least there is no minimum mistakes. At least if you can reduce your 100% no mistakes, then it will be better. But if you can reduce and keep on updating, which is Google also like it, because Google like a very frequent update websites, and they can detect this is actually a website that everyone is keen to like, it's always frequent update one. So it's still live, still active. So people like this kind of websites. And even your social media also keep on posting on that, a new story on your company, a new posting on your company about your staff, your culture, and so on. And the last thing is, if you have nothing to start with your friend, with your partners, and with your current employee. Build up this among your team.
I think that's a very good advice. So I think social media is part of it. But I think you also mentioned that I think the first step is actually even a very basic website, because website kind of represent the shop front in the online world, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The shop front.
I think a lot of people know that, and then what I often hear from customers is that, okay, Thomas, my website is up already. I spent about 1 week to get the website up, but then now what is next? How to make the website work for me? I mean, how can I use the website to generate leads, or should I promote or upload video, or should I write articles? They hear a lot of things, like to do with a website. What would be your recommendation to them? Like, what is the best way, the most pragmatic way? I wouldn't say the most easiest way, but the most pragmatic way that they should take first, so that they can start getting results from the website that they have built. Vixen?
Okay, from my point of view, right? So basically, I see a lot of SMEs when they try to like transform it to online, right? Most of them are, after they build it, they just abandon it, which means they didn't treat their online store as important as their offline store, because they see that this is just a secondary of my shop. So just have it done. Okay lah, I have it, then okay already lah. But if you trade like that, which means you are not going to the next steps. So you have to treat your online store is as much as important as your offline store. So first thing, this has to be done. Then after that, the second action, the action that have to be done is you have to keep on posting your social media to bring people to your websites. And even a very simple thing is that your name cards. So previously, before MCO, we still need to, can face-to-face and make customers and that. So at least your name card have to be having your website URL. So it's not just like you build and for yourself, but it's for your customers, for every people that you meet. You need to tell them, I have a website. Come and visit my website. I have a website. My catalog is all on my website. You can come and visit it. So this is one thing. And the second thing is that you need to take note. And another thing is you can simply run ads. So what is the most easiest way to run ads to your website is Facebook. So definitely Facebook, you can easily go and hit the buttons and then drive the traffic to your website. So definitely you ask me that hey, I simply click and then I waste money. So how can I be exactly like target the right audience and so on? So probably this you have to be learned. You have to learn from your testing experience. So that means that I now share you the tactics, or you have to be choose right audience from age, what this age to that age, and female or male. So this is not the right answer because it has to be suited to your business industry. You need to run a test at least a few months ago. Then you analyze back your data. So from that data, right, you understand, hey, actually my customer is mostly female. So, and this kind of range of customer, like in 18 to 24, they are purchased the most. So from that data, they will tell you what is and who is your customers. And that time is your spending power time. Putting more efforts on that range of area because you know they are your target audience. Putting more money, and then bring more these kind of people to your websites. That time is your big earning time.
Yeah, I think this is a very good eye opener because I presume that a lot of people who are joining this session because they are running a traditional business like a grocery store, offline retail, and things like that, right? I think this is good insights for them, Vixen, because for offline retail, right, they you are talking about experimenting, right? Experimenting, try to learn about who are your customers coming in. For most traditional retail, I think what they think is, okay, whoever coming in is those who walk in, I can see them, right? But for websites, for them it's often scary, right? I mean, they don't know who are visiting me and things like that.
Everyone can come in, and you have to understand from data. You cannot face to face with them.
Yeah. So this time you mentioned a bit about data, right? So yeah, talking about ads and targeting. You also maybe you can elaborate a bit or share with them a bit on how we can understand customer who visited our website. I mean, there are something called analytics and things like that. Maybe you can share a bit.
So probably on your website, right? So since the website is building by your own, so you can install something called Google Analytics, which is free. And that analytics, right, you can install, and you can set up an account from Google, and then you just place in the code in the header, and then after that it will generate to you that who is visiting your website, and even you can know how many currently live traffic in your websites. It's 24 hours. Everyone come in, you can have a record on that. So on that time, you can even judge who is the people that on your websites, and they click where they mostly explore in, and which page they go with, and how long they stay on that page, why they stay so long on this area. So you'll feel curious, why this area is keep on people like click on it and view on it. How come? Because it might be that section is more interested to them. So you are doing the right things when you're having a section that having a very good population on the clicks and the views. So which means that you can, from that data, you explore further. Oh, my visitor actually, they prefer to see this kind of data. Well, I didn't realize on that. I always think that my product plan is the most people are looking for, but actually it's no. So on that time, you will keep on fighting. So it's then like when you're offline, right? People come in and then you introduce, you try to introduce something for them, but they are not really so interested on that. So you know that this customer is not interested on this. But now you cannot face to face. You can only base on what I mentioned just now, to base on the behavior on their clicks and actions on your website. Then only you can know. You can understand further.
Yeah. I mean, I believe a lot of traditional business owner, I mean, if they haven't explored offline before, this is a magic to them, because to them, they never imagine that, wow, suddenly, I mean, if I own a physical store, right? If I only know that, okay, customers are looking at my shelf the longest. This shelf, not many people are looking at, and then I can optimize a behavior based on these insights. That would be awesome, right? I mean, for most traditional business owners that running shops and things like that, I think this is totally magic to them, actually.
Yep. Even you can record video, somehow. But it's not analytics, of course. You need to install another software, and then to understand the video, and then you can know that where they are moving on, their mouse over, and then click over, and so on. This is recorded, everything. This is scary, to be honest.
Yeah. That's why I think you have a good point. It's scary. I mean, sometimes I often say it's scary if you are from the customer perspective, but from a marketer perspective, from a business owner perspective, this is amazing. This is more like a crystal ball for you, right?
It's a variable data that even value than your money.
Yeah. Because I think one of the key thing that based on my past experience, like sometimes, when when the business owner or website developer always argue, okay, should I put a button there or should I put the graphic here or is it bare and things like that? Then often the argument there's no clear right or wrong because put it bottom or up and things like that. Well, nobody has dared to say right or wrong, right? So the best way is use the analytics. Say, okay, let the customer do the justice. Put your button there and then see how many people click it. Put it below and see how many people click it. Something like that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some more, this one could be other point is you can do A/B testing, which is from Google, right? You can run A/B testing, which is Google can allow you to do a two-phase, which is one side is button up, another one is button down. And then after that, you will deliver a 50% and 50% of the traffic to that both pages, and then it will deliver you the result where you are looking for on the end goal. Then you will see, oh, actually the button is from on the top is even better than from the down one. Then you can have it done, A/B testing done, then you appear and make the buttons is on the top one because you have the result already.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. We have one interesting question from our audience, so I will bring it up. He say, hi Vixen. So how do potential clients find me on the internet if I have a website? And how is it different if I have a blog? I think there are questions here. Like for example, maybe this business owner is trying to set up a website. So first question is like, how do customers usually find out about my website? That's question number one. And website versus blog. Which is better? Is that one is better than the other, or things like that? Website versus blog. Yeah, Vixen, maybe you elaborate.
Okay, if for me, right, I trade websites. Trade website also under the same. I mean, it's a website as well. Blog is also a website because a part of it. So blog is quite depends on. It's morely like a personal. So when you are writing your own blog, right? So by accident, or probably you say like you are the traveler in periods, then you like to write your blogs. So probably if you want to get found on Google, right? So you have to be having a right keywords on that. So probably on your traveling, you know that Taiwan is currently a very huge people that try to search on Taiwan. So you have to ensure that your posts that going to be on websites, on your blogs, you have to be covering at least a Taiwan keywords. So which area is the most, tourism places that Taiwan, when you visit Taiwan, you have to go. So you have to understand that what actually keywords is the most high search from those visitors, and then you try to rank that keywords. So how to rank the keywords is quite depends on your content. So we call it SEO, search engine optimization. So on your content, you have to go and explore it further. So how we can make it rank, how many keywords, and you have to be in one blog post, and so on, and quite a lot of interesting and guidelines from Google. You can find it out, and then you can go and explore on it. So in terms of websites, so currently even corporate websites, they also even have their own blog. So not to say that blog is fully for personal use. So company will have their own blogs to feature about like their employees, their rewards, and their customers review, their customer storyline, and so on. This is more towards like a more lifestyle for blog. It's not like a very serious way. So blogs can be in a cheer up way. They're about their company culture and so on. So this also in a part of like they are sharing tips as well. So company, they can sharing some tips to gain attention, and people when they search for some keywords that match with the tips, right? So it can indirectly bring over a good link from SEO and reach to their website, and even they can build up their branding awareness as well. Oh, Exabytes is writing these tips to people. Oh, who is Exabytes? Huh? Oh, I see their blog post before. I go and explore who is Exabytes and so on. So this is a part of the way to gain traffic and get people know your websites.
So I think if I may understand what you're trying to say, right? So most people find a website. The starting point is usually by searching, right? So searching through Google. I think Google is the first search engine. So just type in Google. But I think people rarely search about your company name, right? Like for example, my company is Procto. I think nobody search for Procto unless I'm a very famous company like Microsoft, right? So usually people just search things that they want to look for, right? For example, if I'm looking for supplement, I just type for supplement that are rich in vitamin C. I might type something like that. So So could it be? Can I say that website with blog could be more SEO than just a traditional, website that doesn't have blog? What is your opinion on that?
Okay, it suggests to be having a website with blog, because the blog is I would say that everyone have to be updating a blog. I would say that at least daily once if can make it. So it will help to make your domain name. I mean, your domain even Google likes it further. So because your blog is part under your same your main domain name on that, so people will know that oh your blog is keep updating and your blog is always giving some tips and your blog is always keep giving people know that you are doing something new. So this will means bring up your domain name or your websites to up further. So Google will rank it in further.
Okay. So the good thing about
Mm.
blog is because it's frequently updated, and
Yep.
also because if you frequently updated it and presume that you keep writing articles that are timely, so it means that there are more chances that for people searching for something, it match across your article that you have
Yes.
written versus
Yes.
a stale website that never get updated, right? That's your
Yeah,
point,
because
right?
if you are just only have a website, right, you're not going to be always build a new page for that
Hmm.
because your page is just like a 5 page about us and so on. You're impossible to build about us one, about us two, about us three like that, right?
Yeah.
So the blog have to be plugged in and to share tips will be better in frequent way to update. Then the content also can be even differentiate compared to just about us. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good point. Now you're talking about content. The other content, of course, content, there are many content. So we are talking about article as a content. The other content that I often hear from our customers is often about graphics, like visual and things like that. And I know
Mm.
you're a designer. So this might be a very good question for you as well. I mean, is it true that most online visitors are often attracted by good visuals? What do you think?
Mm. Okay, since right now we are talking about online, though you are not offline, you are not offline store anymore. So
Yeah.
which means previously when you're on offline, you're for sure that decorate your offline store will be much more attractive as you can. Like a very brightness color outside, you want to stand out from others. People can see your shop, people can see your big signage and so on. So it's the same things. It's the same things on your website. You have to be make it even more looks corporate and nice and even professional. So on that area, so which means that that layout, first thing is most important of the layout, and another thing is your pictures. So your pictures is not necessary to be like a very using a like DSLR. You can have it. So nowadays, right, you have your own DSLR. To be honest, this is your own DSLR. This is my own DSLR. So previously I played DSLR as well. So now where's my DSLR currently? Is in the fridge. So basically I didn't go and get that DSLR out anymore because it's bulky and the picture is not going to be like in a very good professional because if you're using DSLR, you have to know how to edit as well. So if you're not a designer, definitely this is a very complicated way for you. Even I give you a very 10,000 to 20,000 DSLR for you. You have no idea how to edit. It's still having a issue on that. So probably I would say that using your smartphone and install a very good apps on it, definitely you can do it. So one of the app that I would like to introduce is this app, FOODIE. So basically, this app, you go and find it out, and definitely you see the name is like, oh, Vixen, this app is for food, lah. I see it is foodie, and actually it's not. You try to install it and play around with the filter, and you try to snap anything, it will help you. I guarantee that it will help you to even the brightness and sharpness and even the contrast. It will adjust perfectly. Very nice. I mean, if I were going to share with you, I have the before after, but I'm not preparing for today. So I have the before after to compare, which is a very amazing effects I can do. And another thing is, you might ask me about video. So probably video is a very good catching point also to be on websites. So, but talking about video, you have I need to hire a videographer again. And that videographer, it cost me a few thousand. That so I didn't earn any single cent. You asked me to spend about a few thousand. So okay, no worries. You have your own video camera. You are the video man, and right now, so you have your own phone. Okay, install an app. We call it InShot. So okay, I write it for you, and already you can record down. Okay, InShot. So InShot is an InShot app that is free also. So same to the foodie is free, and then you go and install it, and then you try to play around. It's like a pro. You can adjust the timeline, add in the music, edit and cut everything, export it out, save on your phone because nowadays the phone is the most people that are going to use to share. It's no longer have a laptop needs. So on phone, share your video out. If your video is interesting and people will go and see it, of course, that video, input your own website URL, definitely will help. And even your branding as well.
Wow, that's amazing, right? I mean, so you're talking about nowadays, actually, even because this is a common question from most business owners. They say, "Oh, I want to set up a website, but then I don't have a design skills. I'm not even. I'm a business guy. I mean, I don't train to
Yeah.
create visual and things like that. But then nowadays, I think what you're saying is that there shouldn't be any excuse because everyone does us. We are holding a very good camera. We don't need DSLR
Exactly.
camera, and then with the tools that you mentioned just now, actually you can shoot photos and videos as well. You can also edit videos at a almost professional quality level, right?
Yep, and
Yeah.
throw out your phone, your palm, just your palm.
And then I remember you mentioned something about there are certain online editing software that they could use for editing as well. I mean, because Photoshop I know is for pro and then it's also expensive. What would be your? Do
Yeah,
you have any recommendation for them as well for like photo editing or image
yeah,
editing?
definitely.
Yeah.
Because right now, right, if you are mentioning about those kind of social media like Facebook page and so Instagram, you might have those problem like their size, their banner size, and how can I crop into an exact size that can fit into my Facebook page and cover page and the post and so on. So probably this one, if you're using Photoshop, that what Thomas mentioned just now is expensive, and you might have no main budget on that. So I introduce you Canva, Canva.com. So I write down here, Canva dot. So Canva.com. We go in this website site. This is free, and of course, it with certain charges on your export in certain kind of different kind of size and the images as well. But definitely, a lot of they can cover is on the free versions. So on that area, right, they have a very very powerful editors that can allow you to drag and drop, move here and there, import your images, and then save it based on your size needed. Example, you want to create for Facebook cover and you have no idea on that, you no need to be remember what size it is. Go to a Canva, click on the size Facebook cover, and you automatically generate you the page size, and then you start to develop on it, save it up, upload. That's all.
Sounds very simple. Sounds very simple.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do heard from other people before. I mean, Canva, I think it's free, but then it's also quite powerful for whatever editing that you need to do on your photos or
So
even
simple
visuals.
one.
Yeah.
Definitely can be done. Yeah.
Mm.
Of course, we are not designer and already not a photographer and so on. So you don't assume that you can build a very professional level kind
Of
of way.
course,
If
of
you are
course.
building that professional level kind of way, then probably you are not in this area. You are probably in the, as a professional photographer already, right?
That is different already. I mean, like you yourself, I'm sure you will use the professional level like Photoshop to edit it. But I think your point is relevant. I mean, those people, not only they can't afford Photoshop, but they want something that is easier for them to learn as well, right? They are not going to be a professional. They just want to get the jobs done, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, talking about getting the jobs done. I mean, of course, I mean, web development is a cost as well, and I would admit that the development cost of a website is not so expensive already. It's getting less expensive compared to like maybe 10 years ago. But there are certain shortcuts I would say that are available for business owners as well, or for CEO of them, CEO who want
Mm.
to build their website themselves. I mean, are they able to do it themselves? Are there tools like Canva where they can build website on their own without hiring
Yep.
developers if they don't have any budget? Let's assume that.
Exactly, you can do it actually. So most of the people nowadays, right, they still think of to build a website you need to some skills on that, some like HTML skills or some PHP skills to it. But actually not necessary for nowadays. You just need to understand what is hosting and what is domain name. So basically, like for to build up a website, right, at least you need to set an address for it, which is a URL that I mentioned. So probably you should just write domain name. We say it like .com, what abc.com and so on. So that after that, right, you just plug in a hosting on that. So hosting is kind of like a space for your website to stay on. Like example, your house. So you assume that website is your house, and the land is the hosting space. So you put your house on top of the land. So this is what so-called hosting space and the domain name, which is the domain name is the address that to your website, which is to your house. So definitely when you're telling your friend, hey, come to my house and my house address is this. So same also, come to my website. My website is www.and.com. So that's the address for your website. So okay, for the first thing that you have to understand, then after that you say, hey, then how I still have no way to set it up. So no worries. Every hosting comes with a CMS, which is we call it WordPress, which is if that hosting It's not come with a WordPress. You can go and find it and download and just upload it and install it, which is free also. So WordPress is a free source CMS that you can easily install, set it up. After that, install some theme, which is the theme also in free, and you can just go ahead to manage it and publish it out. So what you have learned is you just need a domain and hosting. After that, you just plug in with WordPress. Okay, people here might have no idea how to spell WordPress, so never mind. I write it down for you. Okay, WORDPRESS. So for those that already know what WordPress is very easily. Oh, WordPress, I know it, yes. But WordPress is not for blog, man. Previously, people said, hey, WordPress is, since previously is for blog, yes. WordPress start as a blog CMS. But right now, WordPress can be a very powerful and can build a lot of professional websites, not just a blog. So trust me, you go and play around with the team and work on WordPress. But one thing is you need to be hardworking, you need to self-learning, you need to DIY. If not, all I mentioned just now is nothing to you.
Well, I guess that's a good compromise, right? Like people say, I mean, if you
Yeah.
don't have budget, then you better spend more time onto it, right? But
Exactly.
if you have a little budget, then you use your time for something that's useful. Then you spend that little money of yours getting someone to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't have money, then don't complain. Compromise on your own time and work on it. Self-learn it. But
Yep.
at least now there is ways for you to do it, right?
A lot of ways.
Yeah.
A lot of ways.
Yeah. Like I mean, in the like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, if you want to build a website, I think it's so technical. Even I have the time.
Yeah.
If I want to self-learn it, if I'm not a technical person, I think it'll be too overwhelming for me, right? Yeah.
Even when you are managing the websites, it's even overwhelming from you.
Yeah.
But now suddenly you want to manage a website, it's actually a very one or two clicks away. At least you want to revamp the whole website.
Yeah. So for those business owners who are listening, I mean, no excuse for setting up a good website, right? So using
Yeah.
WordPress, good templates, good theme. If you can spend a bit, buy some good templates for maybe just a few bucks and things like that, it will look very perfect, very professional, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
At least you have a website right now.
Yeah.
After that.
A professional looking website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want a corporate website like looks like, oh, this is like a hobbyist website or an amateurish website or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you make a very good point. Especially, I appreciate that you try to clarify because a lot of people always has the myth as in like, hey, WordPress, but I'm not blogging. I'm not creating a blog. I'm creating a company website. So WordPress initially they started as a blog, but it's good that you
Yep.
you clear out the myth as well. WordPress can be
Yep.
used as a website builder to build your corporate website as well, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's a good thing to know. I mean, now at least website is done, visual is done, and then video you can also do it yourself and things like that. At least to get started, if you have very low budget. No, I mean, I'm sure this is just the very beginning, right? Is there anything that you want to share with our audience here? I mean, if they feel excited, okay, now I can build my own website. They are very confident. What are the things that you can share with them to help them to foresee or even navigate through the obstacles as they're trying to move from their traditional business to online? What are the obstacles that
Okay.
they might be expecting or anticipating? Vixen?
Okay. From my experience, towards transforming the traditional business, is exactly the grocery stores and kueh to online, right? So I realized that actually quite a lot of people of my audience, even actually is the same to your audience. They are using phone, so definitely mobile friendly is a must. So not to say that WordPress is not mobile friendly. Yes, it is, but is your content mobile friendly enough? So which means that when you're trying to craft your websites your own, or even you're hiring a web designer for you, you have to ensure that you go for mobile first. So when the job is done, go and browse yourself. Is the mobile simple and people can easily understand and click here and there or not? If not as simple as what you can do, that means that even your clients also cannot do it well. So definitely you have to go ahead and have a try. Don't fully say that, oh, my website is out, so go and try it out. But even you yourself also not going to test it out. So how people can go and find out and giving your feedback on your website having how to improve and so on. So probably you have to ensure that it's mobile friendly enough before you go to a desktop view. And also you need to ensure that your website is always up to date. Like I mentioned just now, it's always up to date because your website is not unlike your salesperson. 8 until 5, then they no more already. But website is 24 hours. which means people will come to your websites anytime, any single second. And they view your latest information through your websites. So not means that currently, hey, yeah, my website is no more traffic, so no need to update that. But you will get lazy on it because you set the behavior on yourself in initial. After that, you get on like, no need to update, no need to update. When your website is getting more in traffic, right, they will fed up because your website is not updating. And why should I go in more? Your returning customer is no more already because they are not trusted on your content and so on. Okay. And please get someone which is trustable to build your websites. It's not atu akau to build your corporate websites. You cannot simply hire a freelancer. Not to say that to object any freelancers here, but the thing is you need to trust on that freelancers even or a corporate company that can help you build a website. Why I say so is because when you're building up your website is helping you earning money already. But in one day, that people no more and no response at all. You cannot contact anymore. And where your website now is, even he can simply just shut it down, and even your domain name and your websites cannot be live anymore, then what is the most loss on that sense? Which means that your website is no more. You lost a very, very good salesperson on that time being, and you can't even get them back, which is quite dangerous on that. So you need to understand, if you are hiring someone or a trusted company to build a website, you need to at least understand and own the domain name and the website access. You need to have that. If not, because quite a lot of people that they are not feel this is important, because I know that these people will help you manage, but one day that people gotta be not peering. Okay, so another thing is have your right hosting company, which means that hosting company also need a reliable company, because in one day, if even you still having the access of your domain name and the companies, but that hosting company need to having a good support to you as well. So because when anytime you manage your own, you have to be like finding someone that can still able to help you on your hosting if there's any issue and so on. So okay, and another thing is, which is people always quite missing out, which is your personal email. So I would say that don't always treat at your personal email is your company email. Don't always send to your business prospect with your personal email. Like example, you are visiting a corporate company, but you are wearing a short pant and scandal, and go to meet someone and then say that, hey, I'm from ABC company, nice to meet you, I want to see you. So will your UI, your interface, having a good impression to people, which is not actually. So it's the same as your business email. Why I say so? Because when you're sending a personal 123 at that mail.com and send to people, we say, hey, is this people a corporate company? But why using personal email? Okay, let me turn to another example. You send from Vixen at exabytes.com. Hey, this Vixen is from Exabytes because he is using exabytes.com as their business email. Oh, I trust this guy because definitely this is from that exactly the guy. It's not from any personal auto account that kind of email to send it to you. So it's a representative sending email, because people nowadays, right, they treat email very seriously. It's like agreement, what kind of things are like orders always go through email. Or send me email. I want to verify on email. Send me officer email, that kind of way. So trade email is a very important business tool for you to communicate with. Okay. And then another last thing is backup. If you are having a chance to have your website developed, please ensure that you have a backup copy at least a month once. If anything disaster happening, don't cry because you have no any backup copy, because you have to do it on your own site. Same to your laptop. In one day, your laptop burned and then you have no any backup. So you go and shout with a Mac, or you go and shout with a Windows, say that, hey, you're not backing, you're not backing up my things. So you gotta take responsibility on that. So same to your website as well. You need to have a backup copy on your own. Okay? Yeah.
Don't blame others, right? And
yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think backup is one of the point that often people neglected. They felt that it won't happen one lah, right? I mean, I'm not so lucky, right? But when it happened, oh no, my last backup was like last year.
Definitely, those kind of hosting companies, they have their own backup to you, definitely. But the thing is, you can back up a copy for your own site.
Yeah.
In case, that's just an in case. Then at least you have your own backup to retrieve ASAP once you're having some kind of a problem on your website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just now when you mentioned about email, I think that's a very good reminder for a lot of business owners and CEO, especially they are running small business. You mentioned in a very good way. I mean, Usually people when they see like if I'm Thomas at what GG whatever mail.com, right? I mean then it looks like so casual. I think casual is one part of it, but it's even like whether I can trust, is it really Thomas sent me in?
Yeah.
Why did it never use his company email? Why he use his personal email to send it to me,
Exactly.
right? So it's about the trust, right? It's not just the formality, but it's also the trusting there, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that is a good reminder. And I don't know what's your opinion about some people. They. I mean, for me, I personally like email that use my name. Like for example, my company email is thomasjia@procto.biz, right? But some people they use a generic email. Like okay, anything just send it to info@mycompany.com. You see? Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, without a personal, individualized kind of email address. Do you have any
It's
opinion on
better to
that?
have your person. It's better to have your own personal email on there. Like if you're trying to become like an account manager kind of roles to interact with your clients and so on. Definitely, you can still have it your own like sales at what sfx.com or admins at sfx.com, because that is for a generic or and in a like general ways of to handle those kind of sales. But if you want to be in specific, like people like getting in more like trust and believe like you are providing a world class type of the services. Oi, I have my own people one, I have my own account manager. Vixen serve me directly one, I have Vixen's personal email, I mean personal company email that
Yeah.
can assist me directly. So that kind of feeling is totally another level of difference. So you can make people like feel more proud on that.
It's a more personalized experience, in a way.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. When you're trying to send email to that people, yeah, to your prospects, right? So you are instead of you are sending through sales at, why not you send through a Vixen at, Vixen sending me an email. Let's look through what actually Vixen trying to tell me. Yeah,
Yeah, it makes
this kind of
sense.
way.
Yeah, especially sometimes when I send to certain company, even though I know a person, maybe that person name's John. John say that, hey, just write to me. My email is admin@mycompany.com. mycompany.com. Then sometimes I wonder, okay, if I write to admin, who else is listening to that email actually behind
Yeah.
it? Is it John who's going to receive it,
Well,
or John plus other people who is behind that company is receiving that email as well? Sometimes
exactly.
that kind of thing linger in my mind as well, for a kind of generic email.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like it's not directly talk to John.
Yeah.
It's like having to go through someone and go and only can reach that people.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
personal experience is important, especially if you are closing a sales or you are sending some sensitive contract and things like that, right? But I think one of
Exactly.
the goal point that you mentioned just now is about ownership of your domain name and your website hosting, especially on the domain name. I think I don't know how many the example that you mentioned just now. I came across so many times where my our client says that yeah, our ex developer developed for it, he left it already, but then we don't have anything. I said, how about the control panel? I think no, we don't have anything. Yeah,
Always happen.
always happen, right? Yeah.
Always happen, because people doesn't have this kind of because they have no idea. They have to own this.
Yeah.
They thought that people will pass over it, I mean automatically, but actually no. If you are not requesting that, they'll keep on it, because in one day this is the weapon to get back to you.
Yeah. I often
So
tell
that's
them
why
your domain name is actually kind of like your land title actually for your shop.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be you have to ensure that domain is the owner is by you. It's not by other people.
Yeah.
Because that's your own property.
Yeah, once you lose it already, I think not only that you lose it. I mean, if we think of the worst case, right? Sometimes I even thought of what if the developer, if it's bad intent, then they misuse it to impersonate your company. I think those are the
Yep.
bad things that might happen as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good to own it
Yeah.
before anything happens.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we have a very good session. Thanks, Vixen. So we are almost time. So I know it's Friday. Everybody is chilling down, and Vixen, especially you. I really appreciate that you spend almost 1 hour with us. So thanks, Vixen.
No worries.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
thanks so much.
insightful sharing. So and
Yeah.
I hope I will see you very soon. All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
All right. See you again soon.
Again, bye.
All right.